Welcome, you guys.
Ain't no tracking. Truth don't get sugar coated. Keep it real so you know we gon' be speaking on it. Got the latest headlines on what's going down. We keep our eyes open for it all.
Welcome, y'all.
Southern economist. Hit that like. Make sure you
Subscribe.
Real talk,
We're true. We're live. We gon' survive. Hey.
I got my eyes wide open. For when the markets hit the ground, you got them pockets wide open. When them dividends come around, oh baby, just hit that like, subscribe. I might teach you a little something about how to make $1 out of dime. I'm a real prepper, stockpiling.
Okay.
I only trust in God.
Don't depend on man. What's up, y'all? Today we talking about this. This economy is still bad, and the cost of living is crazy right now. Welcome back to the Southern Economists, you guys. We are live, and I'll be going live more often over here. I miss y'all so much. I know I make videos when I can, when I get a chance. You know, I'm just enjoying summer, having a good time with the kids, living my best life. Okay, so I wanted to talk about today how the economy been going and everything is for everybody right now. Let's get into some clips and we go talk about it, because people out here living paycheck to paycheck, trying to make it, trying to survive, and it's always some mess. Let's go, y'all.
No, I just landed another full-time job after about 2 years of searching and looking and applying for different types of full-time jobs and even other part-time jobs. I'm very thankful to have this opportunity, and it's a great spot for me. I was on the phone with my sister yesterday, who, of course, is very up to date on my application and job search journey. And she kind of lost it for what I assume is she's been holding down for a few months. Just like, it should not have been this hard for you to find work and find a job that gives you enough money to keep you alive. Like, I know how insanely hard you've been working to find another one. I know how insanely hard you were working before. So you have a ton of background. You have so many skills. Like, it should not have been this hard. And I was like, girl, you're preaching to the choir. I hear you. And it's so true. And it's so infuriating. And it's something that I had to compartmentalize and tamp down for most of the time I was doing it. Cause like, you have to continue and keep applying to other jobs, no matter how poorly it's going, and how many jobs are clearly fake job listings or that finance cancels right as you get through to the last interview. Yes. You have to keep going because we have to have enough money to live. And the only way to do that is to get a job that pays you enough.
Yes, because my daughter was at a job that she did not like, and it took her a year to find another one. And that is working somewhere, not making what you want to make, not doing what you want to do, but constantly putting in apps, constantly searching, constantly putting them apps in. And she just got a job somewhere else with money she's happy doing something that she likes doing. This economy is so bad right now. You got to find ways to navigate around it. I know it's hard, y'all. I know it's hard looking for a job. I just ran across a young man's page the other day on TikTok, and he was saying, I've been looking for 2 years for a job. And I just try to encourage him. It's going to be all right. Keep looking. Don't give up the fight, because some of those no's, you might get a yes. Don't give up. You can't. If you give up, you will crumble
to live. So I just wanted to put this out for anyone that is currently going through the job search process right now or is in whatever stage of it. You are not alone. It is so egregiously difficult to find a job, any job, but especially one that is going to pay you enough to live. And I'm so sorry that this is our reality right now. I say that as if I had anything to do with it. I'm 25. This has been my reality for my whole adulthood for the most part. But it's ridiculous and it's insane and it is unprecedented. And any boomer that is going, oh my God, you need to do XYZ differently. Don't buy coffee and you'll be able to make rent. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have no context for how bad the economy is right now. I see you. You're very strong. You have a lot of patience and grit and perseverance for going through this right now. And you're doing great. And I hope you will find something just like I finally have. But it may take some time and a lot of grit and a lot of hard work, unfortunately.
And you know, I was saying that at one time. Just cut back the coffee, cut back this, cut back that. But then I started thinking, hell, sometimes people get those things for a little treat because they stressed out. So we can't always cut everything to fix the problem. You can't cut it down to you sitting here depressed and your little coffee used to make you feel happy. I know when I get my coffee, I be happy as hell. So, all that cutting things back and cutting down is not always the answer. So I agree with that. This economy is just trashed out right now.
Not that it should. We should be able to stay alive without being in wage slavery, but this is where we're at, and we need to call it what it is, which is wage slavery.
I'm working like 70 hours a week, working 15 hours a day, and I can barely afford to eat, barely afford anything, barely afford to put gas in my beat up ass car. It's like 20 years old. Meanwhile, I'm thinking back, man. It's like, man, I remember my dad. He worked a forklift job. Okay, that's not even a trade. He's a forklift driver, and he had a stay-at-home wife, 3 kids, 3 vehicles, a camper, went on multiple vacations a year, okay? We always had food in the house. We never went hungry. I don't ever remember struggling that much. Like, maybe here and there to be like, hey, turn the lights off. I'm trying to save electricity. That's it. That's it. And then here I am sitting here just straight up just struggling, man.
Yeah.
I got to work 15 hours a day. Otherwise, I can't pay my bills. I am single. I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. None of that shit. That boat has sailed for me. That boat has sailed for me. And the way it is right now, there's no way I could afford that. There ain't no way. I know some people are doing it right now, but they are pinching it. They are pinching it. And I don't know, man. Don't even get me started on my grandparents. Don't even get me started. He had one job, gravy job. And he had a stay-at-home wife, 2 kids, like 50 acres of land. You know what I'm saying? 50 acres of land, tractors, four-wheelers, all kinds of stuff, cool, lawn equipment and shit. We're cooked. We are so...
Yeah, unfortunately, the inflation or the economy, you can get by with $10, $12 an hour. You made like $15 an hour in the late 80s, early 90s. You was doing okay.
Yeah.
You could take care of your family. I don't know about the house and 3 kids and stay home and stuff, but you could take care of family with $15 an hour. Back in the day, I think Grandpa was hustling moonshine or some old side, because the older gentlemen always had money. I'm talking about they always had pockets of money, man. I remember back then my uncles and my grandfather, they always had walls of money. You'd be like, what? I know you ain't making that. Back in the day, you didn't think like that, but you was like, man, I can't wait to get a job. But I know now, looking back on it, they weren't making that type of money at these factory jobs.
They was making, back when I was like in my 20s, man, if you made $12, $14, oh, you had a decent life. You was definitely in the margin of middle class. You can pay your bills, your mortgage, and your kids. Now, folks are like steering away clear, because like he said, who wants to have a child and be penny pinching? This economy has shaped people doing the natural thing, having a child, to saying, I don't even want to have no kids. For what? And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. We are made to have children, families, have a baby by the one we love. But since the cost of everything would put these kids into hunger or homelessness, if you're not careful, people are shying away from doing it. And can you blame them? Can you blame somebody really deciding that I will not do the kids right now because I'm struggling taking care of me? How can I take care of a child when I'm struggling to take care of myself? I can barely afford rent for myself. So how can I afford rent for a wife and kids? And 70 hours? I know this man tired. You working a full time and almost full time again. You're working a job twice as a full timer. So when that happens, no, people ain't having your kids no more.
The American dream is so dead, people don't even want to pass it on to their own kids. I read an article about how this is the hugest decline, right, in Americans having children. Americans are not having enough children for the first time in history to replace, themselves, right? But why would somebody bring children into this world, in America specifically? Why would you purposely have a baby in America? Why would a woman even do that? You don't have any control over your body. Government has ultimate control over your vessel. Hell, government will even keep you alive as a host when you're dead, just to make sure it can force you to give birth to that baby. So I don't see the benefit for women, frankly, to have babies. America is not a place for families. You know, it's obviously not a place for families. It's not set up that way. They tax families into oblivion.
Yeah.
So,
Y'all, the middle class is about to get cooked harder than anyone else. And it's because the majority of them have no idea what's going on. They have no idea about the effects of the war. They have no idea the economy is about to collapse. They literally think it's just another like 2022 style inflation situation. And the reason why is because the government's been keeping them in the dark by manipulating the market. And a lot of them are sitting in their way overpriced houses and not realizing that there's a major housing bubble too. The government's been keeping them in the dark, and I'm not really sure why. Now, I'm going to say they're partially at fault because part of it is that they think they're in the upper end of the K-shaped economy when really they're about to join the lower end. They don't realize that the upper class is like top 10%. That's it. If you're not in top 10%, you're going in the bottom. So I will say it's partially their fault because they think they're not going to be affected, and they're kind of just ignoring the situation because they think it's only going to affect the peasants. But they don't realize that they're going to be peasants too pretty soon. But what I can't really understand is why the government's been hiding this. Like, they've been going through a lot of effort to manipulate the market and do all sorts of stuff to just keep the middle class complacent and keep them blind. Because the government...
How are you guys surviving? How are you paying your bills? How are you feeding your families? I do not genuinely understand how I would say, like, average pay for a lot of people, how you guys are making it in this economy.
Somebody in the comments said, I didn't even renew my lease. I put all my furniture in a storage unit, moved into a beautiful RV, about to say, refuse to stress over bills is very uncomfortable. I also seen a young lady do that. She had a 6-year-old little girl, 5 or 6 around that age, and she just said her apartment was so expensive. She saved her money, bought an RV for her and her daughter to live in. They got their own place. She ain't paying no rent, probably a small fee for hookup. And that was so smart. Why suffer in this and stress out and get 50 jobs just to pay the mortgage? Because everything is high. Boy, my grocery bill was so high yesterday, and I swear I didn't have a pack of meat in that order. I had a pack of 2 hot dogs and some other little stuff, and it was like $100 and something. I remember when I used to go to the store with $200, I would have a buggy full of grocery, meat, sides, stuff for the kids, all kinds of things. Now, $200 is a joke at the grocery store. That's what it is. And people are just struggling with these fees and this inflation and stuff.
Because let's be real, the majority of people don't make over $25
Welcome
an hour.
to the live, guys.
I have no idea, especially people in my area in the Central Valley. How are you guys making it? Like, our PG&E is over $1,000. And this is coming from somebody who is in a pretty good place financially. I'm able to spend and buy things that I want, and I don't have to really budget too much. And if I am blown away and I am just like, oh my gosh, like, I have to spend that on groceries.
Yeah.
I have to spend that to keep my lights on.
Right.
I cannot imagine people that make 25% of what I make.
Right.
How the hell are you guys doing it?
Please explain. Because even me financially well off, I still look at the price and like, what the hell? What? I'm telling you, my grocery bill yesterday just floored me. $200, not a pack of meat, y'all. Not one pack.
Please let me know. I genuinely am just terrified for people because I don't know how long this is sustainable before our homeless population and just families are on the streets because there's no way that this is going to be sustainable.
And all it's going to take is a broken back. Or welcome to the live, guys. We're talking about the economy right now is going bad for everybody and people are calling it out. Just think about it. All it takes is one sickness to put you outside. One car breaking down being the main car to get to work. If you're not on no bus line, that'll take you down. The transmission going out. Like everybody's just on this edge of, Lord, don't let this happen because this could ruin me. Especially people that's doing one income households where one person is paying and doing everything. I don't see no end to this.
And it's not going down. It's going up.
Yeah.
Imagine working an hour just to afford 1 pound of ground beef. For the first time in American history, a pound of ground beef costs more than the federal minimum wage. Yep, America has officially lost the plot. The federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. Meanwhile, ground beef can cost you anywhere between $6.50 a pound all the way up to $9 a pound. And if you want organic, baby, bring your wallet and a cosigner. I need y'all to think about how wild this is. The thing we used to call a cheap option for dinner is now competing with folks' hourly wage. And then you're constantly being gaslit by your leaders, told that the economy is doing great. For who? Because a lot of American families are working. They're doing everything they're supposed to, but they still standing in the grocery store, studying the math like they preparing for the SAT. Leaders listen to you when you struggle because a leader will try to solve your problems. But when you're being gaslit, somehow the problem's going to always be you. You're not working hard enough. You're not budgeting enough. You're just not sacrificing enough. Meanwhile, hamburger meat got promoted, but your paycheck stayed the same. How are you guys handling these grocery prices? Because if ground beef is making more than some Americans are making per hour, we need to have a conversation, folks.
We are not going to run out of gas in July. However, the price of our gas is probably going to skyrocket.
And what's this? We're running out of gas. Didn't gas just go down?
Skyrocket in July, and the price of everything else due to the conflict in Iran and the Strait of Hormuz not being open. Okay, so when Big Orange was talking about running out of gas, and people have been saying that, they mean the strategic gas reserves, not the actual amount of gas. Now, will you be able to afford gas as an American? Now, that's up for debate. But will there be gas here in America? Absolutely, yes. Will there be gas in other countries? No, they are going to run out because gas is a global commodity. And so y'all remember I told y'all a couple months ago, I was teaching you guys about supply and demand. Gas currently is traded all over the world. America exports a lot of the gas. So more than likely, if they don't get this thing situated with the Strait of Hormuz, all of the exports of gas in America are going to stop. This is then going to cause more gas shortages. You see what I'm saying? There's going to be more oil shortages. And now countries in Europe and countries in Asia are going to be bidding fiercely to get their hands on the gas and the oil. So this is going to run the price up because they're going to aggressively be trying to purchase gas and oil because they need energy for their countries. Also, this is going to create a domino effect because a lot of things that we have here in America are manufactured in Asia. And if they don't have the oil and the gas to run their facilities, that means a lot of the things that we consume from them, we're not going to be able to get them because they won't be able to make them. You understand? So this is going to impact prices again due to supply and demand because the demand will still be there, but there will be a lack of supply. So that means the price is going to go up. So this is why weeks ago, I started telling you guys to get prepared for ginormous price increases around the end of June to middle of July, okay? But as far as you being able to actually go and get gas or run the energy in your home in America, we're still going to be able to do that in July. It's just going to cost a whole lot more. Anyway, y'all don't forget, if you need to make more money, I have a workshop that is this Friday.
Then it's like, I'm not about to be cutting back on nothing. I'm to the point where, listen, if you don't have enough money to pay your bills, and I need to and you need to get your hair done, go get your hair done. It ain't gonna matter because you still not gonna have the money. So just at this point, just go on the credit card debt to go on vacations. That's what people have to do nowadays because it's just too much.
Warning. Then it's like, don't go in. That's you done gave up. Don't go into debt. Just go on vacation now. Come on now. Life is too short to just worry about paying bills all the time. You're supposed to have a life. It's supposed to be a work-life balance. You're supposed to have fun, not get drained to the floor about bills in this economy. It's crazy, y'all. And this lady saying the prices of things supposed to be going up. I believe you, because when COVID hit and things couldn't ship out, I seen $300 items, and they ain't never changed the price back. You know, like pools and stuff like that used to be like $200-$300. Man, they $800 to $1,000 right now. 5, 6 and up. Pools that used to be $200, $175 or $500 now. It's just crazy. So I hope y'all got everything y'all need. And some people just don't even care. They tired of it.
Warning, warning, warning. Moody's top economist is setting out a new warning that we are in a high risk of a recession. However, I want to remind everyone that we will be in a recession. We will notice it before it is announced. And
why they keep saying in a recession? Look like we're already in a recession now. We're in one now. It's taking people 1 to 2 years to find a job. And some people have put in thousands of applications, 800 and nothing. No yes, no come here, not even Taco Bell. They can't find employment. So all this, we're going to have a recession. Looks like we're already in one from a long time ago.
In fact, it could be announced 6 months later, 8 months later, but the writing is on the wall. If you did not know, Iran pulled out of the peace deal. And so that means we are still in.
Oh my gosh, they pulled out the deal? Shit, we will talk about that to Monday. Good golly mighty, y'all. Now I know I've been busy, but oh my God.
Danger of an oil shortage in the next 3 or 4 weeks, according to Trump, Chevron, Exxon. They're all warning us that we are depleting our oil reserve. Of course, we all know that inflation went up in May to 4.2%, and PPI went up to 6.5%. All of those signal that our economy is collapsing every single day, meaning more layoffs, more job loss, which will mean less economic activity, which means less money in the economy. It's really a snowball effect.
When people start pulling back, everybody about to feel it. Business is about to feel it. People gonna be like, I ain't doing no projects. Don't call no contractor here. The contractor's about to feel it. From like homeowners that's pulling back on projects and doing things around the house. When folks start cutting, it'd be a trickle down effect. People that go to the salon all the time, I ain't going up there, I just do it myself. That's the trickle effect when the economy is bad and consumers start pulling back. When they start holding on to whatever they got left, a lot of people feel that because everything ain't circulating no more like it needs to be.
Danger of stagflation, which means high unemployment, no job growth, and inflation. If you did not also know, the new Fed just the other day, not only did he say no reducing of interest rates, but likely a rate hike is coming, which will mean higher credit card interest payments for you, higher auto interest rates. If you want to buy a home, the mortgage rate will go up. All of that costs you more money to live when Americans are already struggling. To ask you, when is enough enough?
If you found this post, everybody's already struggling. What do you mean going up? People already struggling with housing. This housing shit so bad. Excuse my language. This housing thing is so bad. Like, oh my God, really? The price y'all want, people are struggling to make those ends meet.
Informative. Please like, comment, follow, and share for more.
The craziest part about the American economy right now is like, usually when you see these headlines talking about the economy or headlines about whatever going on in the world, it's like you see it, but you don't see it in real life. You know what's happening. Maybe you see like tiny effects of it or whatever. When it comes to the economy right now, every single person I know is directly, visibly affected by this shit.
Yes.
Lack of jobs, how much it costs to live increasing,
Insurance
all that other
costs.
stuff. I am directly seeing and am personally affected. People I see on a daily, weekly basis. And I feel like that speaks to how fucking bad the state of the economy is. Like, we're not in a recession. This has to be a Great Depression. And I don't know how people are surviving. Maybe it's credit card debt, maybe it's whatever. But then the funny part of it is, when you see these headlines historically, and then maybe you don't necessarily directly see it, we are not hearing anything about this. And all the actual effects that this is having on society, people not going out, people not drinking, not going to clubs, not going to concerts, they attribute it to everything except the fact that everybody's fucking broke.
And let's be fair, that is not everybody. Some people are paying their bills and still doing stuff and still taking trips and not affected at all. But there is a great mass majority of people who are. We're not talking about the people that's good and they're okay. You guys probably made smart decisions with credit cards and not being in debt and card notes and all that stuff. Not talking about y'all. We talking about the big mass of people who's trying to get their first place, trying to move away from their parents, trying to just maintain, newly married couples, people with children, elderly people who are, especially the elderly, they can't go out here and work or do overtime and work 70 hours and they're on a budgeted income. We're talking about those people who are struggling. When you got somebody that's elderly living by themselves and they paying their rent and you raise their rent and that SSI check is on a certain amount, or somebody that has a health problem and they need a lot of medical care and money for meds and anything health related, people are out here really struggling, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts below. Thank you for joining the live today. We're talking about the economy. You know, I keep my eyes on it. And I love y'all.
True, don't get sugarcoated. Keep it real, so you know we gonna be speaking on it.
Till next time, I'll see y'all. Look out for my lives.
Southern Economist, hit that like. Make sure you subscribe, real talk, real.